And all right, y'all. Welcome to Smoke It. If you got it, let's talk about it. Show today. We got a special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
I go by the name of Philly Dash. I live
You heard it here,
literally
Philly Dash.
I live literally an hour and a half away from New York City, and in the opposite direction, about an hour and a half away from Philadelphia.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm out here in the
Okay.
boondocks.
Okay. 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 Also, I want to introduce
Yeah.
my co-host, Get
Appreciate
Rich or Die Flipping. How you doing today, bro?
chilling, man. Chilling.
Right.
Same old.
All right. So now we know where you from. Let the people know what you do, bro.
Besides working on music in my free time and raising my daughter, I work for the number one resort in the country,
Oh wow.
Okay.
which is
What's
where
that?
every
What's the name of that
uh,
place?
Woodlock.
Woodlock. Okay. Okay. So
It's
you're
in the middle.
in. You live in where?
I live in Pike County, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Okay. All
Okay.
right. I knew that. I knew the zip code. I mean the area code, and I couldn't figure it out. Why am my camera keep moving? All right. So through the pandemic, have you been finding it hard to work with the music?
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult, but at the same time, I record everything from my house. Like if I was to turn this way, right there is where I record. I got a little closet that's got all the acoustic treatment with a MXL
Right.
990 right there in there. So I do everything right here from scratch on the computer. We doing the interview on.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a good
Okay.
thing to hear. Chris, you wanna?
So what's up? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, bro. Besides like, your music, everything.
All right. Well, I started music off. Well, I can't even say music. In 2001, the year 9/11, I wrote a poem for a class project, and it made the front page of the local paper.
I'll be
And I was
right
like,
back.
all right. They
No,
made the
y'all go
front
ahead.
page. I made the front page of the paper with a poem about like the biggest tragedy that happened for my generation. And I was like, all right, maybe I can, do this a little bit more. And then I discovered MTV, and I heard music on there that I could relate to. And from then, I kept up with the pen game and the poetry and everything like that. And before had gotten through high school, I had a few mixtapes out. And in
Okay.
2010, I suffered a life changing incident. I fell asleep driving and hit a tree head on at over 100 miles an hour, suffered a brain injury, broke my right femur, and my brain was deprived of oxygen for so long that they said that I would probably never make it past having the mentality of a 5 year old
Wow.
again or be able to walk or talk again. And they told me the one thing that I should
Right.
continue to do was work on music because it's the greatest brain strength training in the world. So for the last 10 years, I've been working on that, trying to get my craft back. And I still don't feel it's 100%, but every day you learn and grow. So that's
That's
what I've been
right.
working on.
That's right. Yeah, that was my next question. You answered it for me, man. How long you been in the game? So obviously you've been in 10 years plus. So you really a veteran in it.
Trying, but you know, uh, the past 10 years, I've been learning like how to produce my own music, make my own beats, and do everything else. So that's a whole different platform. Like it's different when somebody hands you the beat, you record on it, and you send it back to them to mix and master. And then I got it in my brain that if I could just do it all myself, nobody else could sit there and say, well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you are today. So now I'm
Right,
just trying to
right.
learn everything and do it from scratch.
Right, right. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It is everything a process, you know. And I don't want to sound cliche, but I mean, you got to trust the process. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
definitely, definitely. So what you got coming up, man? What you working on?
Right now, I have 64 songs that are already available on iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere else. And I feel like since now, like to me, everybody's at home. They can't really go out and enjoy doing what they're doing. I feel like my music, if I were to put videos out on YouTube, I feel like it could get everybody a peace of mind and a little bit of clarity of to what's going on in the world. Like the song
Right,
Opening
right,
Bell, the
right.
music video I just released, Opening Bell, was a track that I released in 2019. But if you were to break it down and listen to it line by line, it's perfect with the times of today.
Right, right, definitely, definitely. Yeah, and before I forget, man, drop your social media hashtag, whatever people get in contact with you, get some followers,
All
and
right.
let everybody know how to contact you.
On all social media platforms, you can look me up at I am Philly Dash. That's IAM Philly like the city, Dash like the 40. So I
Okay,
am Philly
okay,
Dash on all
definitely,
social media
Def-
platforms.
definitely, definitely. So, man, how you feel about this election, man, and where everything going with that, man? What's your political views?
My political, I'm a registered independent. My political belief is freedom, in all honesty. But
Hmm.
I can't really speak on it because I'm not in the position that those people are in. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's like to be in the Oval Office. And the only thing that we get to see is what they show us on TV. And
Right.
everything's owned by 13 corporations. So we only get to see so much.
Hmm.
I'm just hoping that whoever gets in does what's right for the people.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. I well, I really don't too much follow politics myself, but I do know that like you say, the information is definitely being controlled. Um, I think a lot of people need to kind of enlighten themselves, and do a little bit more research before they just jump on bandwagons,
I will say right
and
now the end thing is to be a conspiracy theorist, and I've been one of those for since I had my car accident. And like I will say, when I had my car accident, and I was told I flatlined 4 times, and my brain was deprived of oxygen for this much.
mm,
In a certain way, I can honestly tell you I didn't see like any bright lights or anything like that, but I did see, I will say, like my life flash in front of my eyes. So basically everything that I've discussed up to this point on my music, I've seen happen in the future. And that's what made me want to like
right,
dig deep down and look at everything. And I studied numerology, and like mathematics is
mm,
a very important part of everything that's going
mathematics.
on.
That's right. Mathematics is everything. and,
Two plus two
and
will
I
always
mean,
equal
it
four.
ain't no other way to put it. Exactly. And three plus one also equal four.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, math is great, man. But yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So what's the word, man? What's going on out that way? What it's looking like? Any
Uh,
any any features like like what's going
uh,
on?
Uh, right now, I'm working on a few. Like the one producer that I linked up with back in the day when I released my topic of discussion EP in, I want to say it was 2016. He actually just released a beat package that had features including Royce the 5'9", King Crooked, and Ras Kass.
Okay.
And I feel like King Crooked was a beast back in the day, and once he got put on Slaughterhouse and they kind of shelved him and pushed him to the side, he came out 10 times
Hmm.
harder.
Yeah.
Uh, Royce, in my opinion, has been the only person on a beat that's been able to embody Eminem on a beat, and that's hard to do, especially with Eminem's wordplay and flow and delivery.
Hmm.
I don't know too many other artists that can switch up flows so effortlessly and still make it sound good. And
Hmm.
Ras Kass has been holding LA down for a very long time.
Yeah, he definitely have. Definitely have. So
And
let's get to this top five, man, since we talking about, you know what I mean? Talking
my
about
top five is going to be very
underrated.
unorthodox to most. I can tell you that. All right, my number one that are alive is Big L. Like, there's been a lot of people that have come and
Okay.
gone, and not one
Okay.
person has even come close to Big L on a microphone.
Sorry
Okay.
about that, y'all.
Good.
My number two is Tupac.
Okay. I can see that.
My number three would
Let
happen
me
to be
ask you this.
Nas.
What, let me, hold on, real quick, before we go to number three. Number two, what make Pac your second favorite?
Throughout his entire career, all of Pac's music was higher knowledge for the people in the streets, and he lived it through his music, through his movies. He took the art of entertainment but made it a reality.
Most
90% of the
definitely.
people that are involved in the music industry now take the entertainment part and make it a facade.
Right. That's right. Yeah, it was real. Okay, so let's get on. Let's get on. I heard something about my man Nasir.
Yeah. Number three would be Nas.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
So,
another one. He's always kept it real.
what you like about Nas? I would have thought you would have said lyricist, man, and storyteller. Like I think Nas is one of the greatest storytellers, man, that ever touched a mic.
He's
You
another one
know.
that he's always kept higher
No doubt.
knowledge for people to elevate themselves and
Mm,
that have been put in positions and predicaments that they couldn't necessarily how to get out of unless they heard it word of mouth.
mm,
Mm.
definitely.
And I will
Yeah.
still say, I know I can will always be better than a hard knock life.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah,
Real
that
quick, cause
might
I
be. We might have to do a whole show about that one.
real quick, cause I had a little technical difficulty. Who was your number one?
Big L.
Big L and then Pac.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Oh wow.
And yeah, I totally flipped the script.
Yeah, I was just reading before we went on. I was reading an article where I guess Ti made a comment about Pac was better than Jay Z, and Jay Z answered, and he really don't answer people like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. He
Right,
usually
right.
like just brush it off his shoulder or throw a subliminal. I guess he gave
Yeah.
some words because I didn't get to read the whole thing yet, and it's amazing that you don't have Jay Z in there. You know,
It is, but I
I
feel
think
like Jay-Z wouldn't have been able to answer that question correctly if Pac would have been able to make it to CEO in the same levels that Jay-Z had. I feel like if Big L,
Do,
Pac, Biggie Smalls, and Big Pun all made it, nobody would know who Jay-Z is.
mm,
I don't know.
mm.
I mean,
That's
I
the.
can't agree.
Let me ask you this. Let me but let me ask you this
Mhm.
because we all know the era that Pac was in the business,
Right.
becoming CEOs and signing independent deals and that stuff wasn't popular back then. They were still getting the J jerk. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
so. My question is this: Do you think that Pac would have got to that level?
I feel like Pac probably would have pulled the Jeezy. He would have pushed albums for a little
Oh
bit,
wow.
probably did one or two, a few more movies, and then he would have became a CEO of his own business or something like that, and then try to hold it down for the kids in his community.
Yeah, because Pac was enlightened,
Yep.
and he definitely had
Yeah.
a strong team behind him, you know, that was educated and able to, give him the right information. Okay, so all right, we got Big L, we got Pac, and we got Nas. All right.
Forbes probably gonna flip the
Okay.
script a little bit more. Vinny Paz.
Mm.
Okay, that's interesting. All
Wow.
right.
Yeah, it is. It, number five.
Papoose.
So what? Ah, okay,
I'm sorry.
okay,
Papoose.
I didn't hear
okay.
that.
So let me
Papoose.
Yes, sir.
Papoose,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Papoose, number five.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a beast.
Who you think could be a good
Yeah.
matchup with Papoose?
Nowadays, it's tough because I don't hear
Nah,
anybody
I'm
with
talking.
the. I
Yeah,
don't hear
nah, not
anybody with the
nowadays.
same.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the day, it probably would have been Big L.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Papoose Nash.
You can
Yeah,
even
he get
say
down.
Helter Skelter, you know.
That's true.
Nah.
You know. A lot of people don't listen to them, but them boys, besides the unorthodox, they got a real crazy style, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta
Yeah.
listen, you know.
Yeah.
But wow, I don't you don't have
Yeah.
Jay-Z in your top five.
He's in the top 10, but he's not in the top five. My top five are people that have
Wow.
influenced me the most in my opinion. Like
Okay.
That's dope.
I can listen to like all of Big L's albums over and over again without skipping a song. Same with the top five in there. But there's a few songs by
Right.
Jay-Z that I could skip over and be happy without hearing.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I can say the same for a lot of
Wow.
artists that are considered top tier nowadays. Like old school Eminem, 10 times
Yeah.
better than nowadays Eminem.
Okay.
You
Definitely.
can't put one song on the Slim Shady
Definitely.
LP that you don't relate to more than the stuff that he just put out on Kamikaze or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cause I
Yeah.
heard the Rehab album, man,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and Shady said I went away to rehab to be a better me, so I can. No, he said to be a better me, so I can give you a better me, or something like that, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like, wow. A lot of people felt that line. I wish I could remember exactly how it go. I went away to be a better me, so I can give you a better me. It's something had something with better me in it, and yeah, you're right. So, who was the one that you heard first that made you say, I want to do this?
They're not even in my top five.
Oh,
That's
wow.
mm.
One of the first songs I ever heard actually on MTV was a Will Smith throwback joint,
Mm,
What
okay.
song was it?
"Summertime."
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta
That's
ask this question before we go any further. How old are you?
I am 30.
Oh, okay. Now I understand why you say a Will Smith throwback
Okay.
joint. Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah.
still got Will Smith on cassette tape though. So Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
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 I hear you.
Will
Wow.
Smith
Will
definitely
Smith.
was a vibe back then. That summertime was a whole vibe. Like that's
I
songs
really
like
think
that.
him and
And
Jazzy Jeff
I
need to
think,
relink.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. That was
absolutely. I think
yeah,
that that's
yeah,
what's missing though. Like I really believe that that's what's missing in today's music. It's not as timeless. You know what I mean? It's
right.
like music back then, we could like the majority of it, you can still listen to it today, and it's still relevant. It's still, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and a lot of the music today, that's why it's so much new content, new music coming out because it's not memorable. You know what I mean? It's just like,
That's actually my main point behind going back and making music videos to, like I said, my 64 songs that are already available on iTunes and streaming purposes all over Spotify and everything like that. I know for a fact good music never dies,
right.
which is why we still talk about the legends that we do.
mhm,
In
Yeah.
15 years from now, is anybody going to remember that Lil Nas X song with Billy Ray Cyrus or anything like that?
right.
We're
Probably,
still
you
going to
know
be talking
why?
And
about
Because that was a
Superman with
big
Soldier
song.
Boy.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was a big song, but how
yeah,
often do you hear it now?
yeah. But you know, we don't hear it. But you know, Billy Cyrus is running in that circle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He did just do that LL Cool J remake.
oh, he did.
Yeah, he did a Mama
Dang.
Said Knock You Out country version.
Oh, I gotta find that.
It was funny.
I
Like
ain't
I
heard
just turned the
that.
phone off after I heard it.
That's crazy.
Or it
Let
was
me
that
let me
bad.
ask you this: Have, have anybody heard? Have either of you heard Busta Rhymes' new album?
Best album of 2020.
Yeah, I heard that
Hands
too.
down.
You're not the
Hands
first
down.
person that told me that. I heard it was fire. Yeah.
Definitely
You
recommend
said
I'm
both
which
versions.
album?
I'm gonna listen to that. Busta
Which
Rhymes.
album? Oh
Bus.
yeah, I've been listening to tracks off of there, man. Animal. He he went berserk on that. Like he really went berserk
That
on this
song
album.
Czar will stick in my
Yeah.
head forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I done heard maybe like 4 tracks off of his album. I couldn't even believe he was putting out an album. Like I thought he was
I
like kind
said
of
the
done with
same
that.
thing.
He did it
Yep.
smart because I watched Man Singer with my daughter when she's up here on the weekends, and he
Right.
was one of the costumes on there. He was the dragon, and like
Oh, okay.
literally,
That's who it was.
and then like about 4 or 5 days after he got evicted off of there, he released this
Hmm.
whole new CD. I was like, oh, all right, that was a good way for
Right.
promotion. Get your name out there
Yeah.
to the masses and just drop this. And he said he's been
Right.
working on that album for 20 plus years,
Oh really?
Damn. Nah,
Well, they
which
did
would
say
tight.
they did say that Busta Rhymes when they album came out. One of the reviews I read on it said Busta Rhymes predicted what was going on right now in the world, and
Yep.
he wasn't just a regular MC. And to me, back then, he was in a gang. He was in a league. They all hung around each other. So I didn't understand at first the standout for him. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
I actually sat down and really listened to him, and I was like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes is the
Yeah.
man.
Busta go hard.
Um,
His album's been in my car every day back and forth to work since he put it out, trying to give me some inspiration on how to sound just a little bit different.
right. Okay.
You don't need to sound monotone on every song like everybody else. Everybody else with
What did
auto-tune
you-
sound flat.
What What was
Right,
your
right.
opinion of
Wow.
the Gucci Man and Jeezy battle, bro? Did you see it?
Man.
I watched it. I felt Gucci came out pretty disrespectful. But then again, it is hip hop. I mean, but at the same point in time, no matter what a lot of people say, my point is Jeezy went from pushing albums to being a CEO to owning almost everything. So whether or not the people say he lost to Gucci, Jeezy's winning at life.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I like how Jeezy carried himself. I like how he handled everything that was going on because, like, it was shady, man. It was some
Yeah.
shady ATL going, you know. And I fucks with the A, man. Shout out to that. I love Atlanta, but you know, there was some shadiness going on that night, man. But
Yeah,
I definitely
they might have had a
like
fight in
how
the parking
Jeezy
lot.
handled it. You know what I'm saying? He kept it
The
G.
most messed up part was they was in a strip club. They had no girls.
Yeah, right.
But well, you know,
Yeah,
who was it? The
I
mayor
think-
of
I think
Atlanta
it was
called.
dope, though, man. It was something.
It was something hip hop needed.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
mayor of
That's what I
Atlanta
was
called
just gonna say,
before
man.
they
Hip-hop
started the
needed
battle.
that.
Yeah, well, yeah, everybody said that. I think they needed that. I don't know if hip
They
hop needed
did.
that.
They did.
They
did,
needed
because-
that.
And,
The Icy
but I'm gonna
remix.
tell you, and Gucci's defense, you know,
Hmm.
you gotta understand what he went through.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like if I feel like you was the cause of what I went through, I'm not just
Right.
gonna get over it like that. I don't think nobody else would either.
At the same point in time, Gucci put himself in that situation.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, see, you got to realize too, right?
Indeed.
There's a time and place for everything, though.
Yep.
That this was a fun thing. This was because of the pandemic. They started that verses, and they wanted to show that in a different environment. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
this is a time for love, peace, and hair grease, not for talk about I smoked your dead homie. Like I thought that was foul. Like that was worse than Jay-Z line when he said I bust on your baby car seat. You know what I'm saying? Like it
That's
was
real
uncalled
babysitting,
for.
though.
Huh? I ain't hear you. I'm sorry.
That's real babysitting though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You know, everybody's looking for the next Biggie and
yeah,
Pop
but I think I
situation in hip hop.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Not too many people that write music have that
yeah, that's
intelligence
never
anymore.
Mm.
yeah.
If you go back, if
But at the
you
end
can
of the
look it
day,
up on
everybody
Google,
know that you don't even need.
but you can look this up on Google. Like the top 100 hits, the average reading and writing level is fifth grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I gotta do some
it's
more
it's actually
research.
pretty bad.
I don't believe it. But
Yeah.
but
Well, if
that's the whole thing is they dumbing everybody down. You know, they dumbing everybody down so they don't ask questions. They just go with the flow. You
Like George
know,
Carlin said,
and
they want people just smart enough to push a
unfortunately,
button and not ask anybody.
yeah, yeah. Well,
exactly.
you know, I really feel like the forces to be goes. Let's take him, give him a hit record, and then there's no skills in writing the hit record. It's
Oh
the
no,
same. It's 4 minutes of verse and 18 words. You know how hard it is to
But
rhyme
the thing
18
is,
words.
it's not hard
people
at
not
all.
looking for skill no more. That's why you got so many people that just like
Yeah, yeah,
going into the
Yeah,
industry. You know what I mean? Like it's a
yeah.
new.
yeah,
I'm gonna tell like I can't even keep up with them no more. You know what I'm saying? Like they all the different names and they all sound the same. So and I'm not gonna say they
yeah.
all sound the same, but the majority of them sound the same. You know, and like you can't tell one from the other. So it's
Well, that's
like
why now all
I
it
don't
is
Yeah.
know.
nowadays is beats and sound effects. You don't even have to put a good story together anymore, and it's not intriguing at
Nah,
all.
you don't.
Like there used to be a time you could
Yeah,
turn on the
you
radio and you
just
could tell by the
Mhm.
beat and by the person's voice who exactly it was. You put it
Yeah.
on now, you don't know if this
yeah,
is this
exactly.
person or that person and
Yeah.
who wrote it.
Yep.
That's because
That was at a time when if you sound like me, you biting my style, and
Millie
that was
Vanilli.
a no no.
right.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like
It,
now
it,
And
you
it-
that's
it's
the
it's a shame that it became this became
it's a free
political.
for
If you're not
all.
a hustler, if you ain't got shot, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't been to jail,
Yeah,
if your homeboy ain't got shot, you're not gonna be a top artist. You know, you have to work 10 times harder than you as an artist, you have to work 10 times harder than the guy that got shot. Or the guy that was a kingpin. Or the guy that just came home for murder. And there's more thugs, killers, drug dealers in hip hop than there is talent, you know? Like I just think it's
what
a
those
shame.
and in my opinion, what those people need to do is demonstrate what not to do on how to make that money. Not to get
Yeah.
hemmed up in the same situation, so we'll have a bunch of snitch nines running around.
Yeah,
right.
well,
Yeah.
what
But
the whole game
man,
the
I
whole
like
game
some of the
switch.
new rappers though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Well, I
some
gotta
of them
ask him
new
a
rappers,
question.
you
Who you like?
know. Some of the younger generation rappers.
Okay. If hey Philly Dash, the younger rappers, who you like, man? Like
In all
not from your
honesty,
top five.
like
Hmm?
the only one that I can really resonate with at this point on the top of my head would be Joyner Lucas.
Okay. Okay.
Only because he
Okay.
came up doing remixes
Uh
and then
huh.
he got put on and then he got on a song with Eminem, he got on a song with Logic, and he was able to
Right.
keep up with both. Not too many artists could do that nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
And
True.
and then his backwards rap that he did back in the day on YouTube, where he would spit the
Okay.
verse forwards and then somebody would say, "What did you say?" And then he would tell it to him backwards, and the entire thing made sense. Like he spit the same verse forwards and then he did it backwards, and that to me takes talent.
Okay. I gotta go look him up. I ain't heard that before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did 4 verses like that, and each one got more intense than the next.
Oh, really?
yeah.
I got away from the music scene a little bit.
I have to check that
This
out.
bringing me back because I got tired of hearing the same old stuff. You know.
Yeah. That's why I went back to buying my music off of iTunes instead of listening to Shade 45 and Hip Hop Nation. They don't play anything good.
mm,
Yeah,
And that's
yeah, you're right.
XM. I mean,
yeah. It's all,
just as bad as
it's all,
K104 or Hot
yeah.
97 these days.
Hot
Yeah,
97
it's
is
all
political.
watered down. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
say it's political.
yeah. Not Hot 97. You know, I'm from the city, so I grew up on Hot 97, 107.5, and you know, it used to be raw hip hop,
Yep.
and now
Hmm.
if you're not a mainstreamer, and you don't even have to be a hot mainstream, but they'll play anything like, but they won't play like 97. I think it was 97.1 that wouldn't play Takashi. Now I before we knew he was a snitch. So my problem with it was here you got the guy with the hottest song in the city, and his own radio station wouldn't play it. But you'll play
But
so
that's
and so they got
usually
shot
how it
last
go.
week, huh?
That's true.
Yeah, yeah, like they wouldn't even let him at summer jams. Like if you were in the top 5 for New York, you supposed to be at summer jam. You supposed to. That proves that you one of the hottest artists. You know. So, but how do you feel about the 6ix9ine situation personally as an artist? Right, that he can go so big without saying nothing, man. Like,
It just proves the state and decay of hip hop at that point in time.
right.
I mean,
Does it bother? Does it
it
bother you as an artist?
as an artist, yeah, because I actually put a lot of work into writing my music and composing everything and building the beats from scratch and putting it all together. And if
Right.
somebody could get on there just acting like a clown and get to where he's at,
Right.
pop some names off in a room, and then come out with 2 or 3
Yeah.
more songs and they'll get right back up there. And then as soon as his music stops, somebody makes a documentary about him.
Yeah.
What hurt me the most about it was Akon actually did a track with him after that.
It's the lockup part too.
Yeah, after that, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
how you gonna do that? Like, you gonna take your time and come back with him?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people was like, they didn't understand. I was like, people reached out to Akon like, yo, how you gonna disrespect my man that you had on the first joint from the Locks? That was Chic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Styles.
Styles P.
Styles P. Styles P killed that verse. And you're right. He just coming back. You shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I found that as foul, in my opinion.
well, look at Nicki Minaj.
Don't even get me started.
How you feel about Nicki Minaj?
I want to know what happened to the female artists that were like Lil Kim
Well,
or MC
He
Light
was in the
or anything
beginning.
like that.
but before Nicki
She
before
was.
Nicki became
Yeah.
to Young
That
Money, she
first
was
Nicki mixtape, she was a beast.
Yeah,
yeah
Yeah.
like
it just
one of
goes
the
to show you what you'll do for the money.
yeah, true. But you know, a lot of people will sell their soul for the money, bro. Like it's the music business. You know, sometimes it's not that you don't have talent. It's just that you're not willing to sell part of you to become famous. You know, and
I got you.
it's hard. You know, it's hard. I can introduce you to 5 guys right now from where I was born at that should have made a record. From your town, Vogue. That's his name? Vio? You ever heard of that guy? Vio? He's from Chicago, right? They said he was better
Mm.
than Jay. But nobody won't
Mm.
pick him up. You know, and he talented. He's very talented. But what you got? What do you have coming out?
Like I said, right now I'm working on making music videos for the songs that I already have out. But in the first quarter of 2021, I'm dropping my next album is gonna be called Live Life Love,
Okay.
and it's gonna
Why did
be
you name it that?
because I feel like those are the three principles of having a full good life, man. I mean, I look at it this way: assholes are strategically placed throughout the day to test your patience. If you could rise
Mm,
and be better than them, then you winning.
right.
That's right.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the album cover is going to probably take a lot of people off guard, but it's a picture of Mary holding Jesus, and Jesus has bullet holes in him, and he's in front of a trap house.
Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna be controversial, bro.
Controversial. Right.
Yeah.
That was the point,
Wow.
man. I'd rather make waves like that instead of doing something stupid or being caught in the noose.
True. True. Well, that's why most of these rappers made their name. They did a dumb video or snuffed somebody in a video on YouTube, and all of a sudden they was the best rapper. So, um, you got any appearances coming up before they shut us all back down?
I was telling your boy before, I have a few songs coming out on my next album. One's gonna have King Crooked, another one's gonna have Royce the 5'9", and the other one's gonna have Ras Cats on it. So that's 3 features.
King Crooked. Why?
Yeah, that
You
should
talking
be
about Your
fire.
Highness?
Yes, sir. Yawa.
Yes. You. Wait. I'm sorry. Philly Dash. You talking about Your Highness, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we interviewed him. He was the first. Him and the real bunny, the real snow bunny was our first guest we interviewed.
Okay.
I talk to him every
Yep.
day on
Definitely was.
I talk to him every day. I hit him up on Twitter. Yes,
That's awesome,
sir.
man.
I didn't know you know him. Oh, okay.
What happened
Okay.
was on my first EP that I put out, I had a certain producer make the beats for me, and he was able to get a feature from King Crooked on that on one of his instrumentals. So I got it off of him, and King
Okay.
Crooked went in making fun of all the TikTok rappers and how many lyricists are actually in the top 10.
Okay.
So I grabbed that.
Okay. Okay. All right.
That's
And I
dope.
was listening to his verse almost all day in the car today, trying to figure out how I could compete with him on a beat.
Okay.
Because even though it's an
So when
industry
you
that's
when
all
you
full of
go
love,
on,
you still got to go bar for bar.
I was about to ask. I was about to say that. So when you do a song with somebody, you basically try to match their energy.
Yep, I do have an old song with Mickey Fax, and I feel like I put Mickey Fax in a box on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it happens. A lot of us, a lot of you guys that's not mainstream right now, y'all probably would have been if 2020 wasn't such a bad year. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all would have been.
Would have been
Growing up, Mickey
mainstream.
Fax was one of the people that I used to watch doing the battle rap. So, like, it was an honor to get him on the track because I looked up to him on how to make fun of people in battle raps and this and that. And like where I'm from, everybody hates me
Right.
due to the fact that I went through what I went through, and I can still get up and do what I do and be happy about it. But
Right.
none of them are willing to throw up a stack or even go against me on a track or even want to feature from me on a song. So I feel like if the hate is
Oh,
that
really?
relevant, it's because I'm that much of a threat.
Yeah.
For a reason. Yeah. Better believe it. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Hey, have you been watching battle rap?
Yes, sir.
What do you think of the ladies card they just had?
It feels good to see the females getting involved into it.
How you feel? Did you see Coffee?
Not yet. I have them all saved on my watch later on YouTube. I have
Oh.
everything on there. I've been watching KOTD for the past few years. I actually felt bad for Cannabis, the way Disaster put him in a box like that, made him whip out the notepad in the middle of the first round. But
Oh, I'm glad we ain't hear no more from him.
it's true.
He pulled out a book and said, "I got mad rhymes."
Let me read it how I wrote
But
it.
yeah, he got. Yeah, Coffee got into a fight at the
Okay.
last event, and of course, my sister called and I walked out the room and came back to. That was crazy. Let me
It's
ask you a
usually how it
question. How you
goes.
feel about? Huh?
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, I was mad at her. I don't mean to take up the whole interview, but let me ask you real quick. Tay Rock and Murder Mook. What did you think about that, bro?
I kind of prefer Tay over Murder.
Even in that battle?
In the
Uh,
battle, no, Murder Mook edged him out, but I feel like Murder wouldn't be as big as he is if he didn't sock the dude in his face in that first like YouTube air battle back in the day in the gymnasium. Like he made a
Nah,
name
that
for himself
wasn't.
just by socking dude in the face,
nah,
and as soon as he hit
That
him, he
wasn't
ran off
murder.
the stage and let his homies bop
That
in.
wasn't. That wasn't murder that punched the dude in the face. That was
Oh, that
What's
was
my
Math
man
Hoffa.
name? He from Brooklyn. Mav Hoffa. Yeah, but
I thought there was another
oh
one
yeah,
with
Murder
Murder where
Mook
he
did get
punched
into
dude in the
some.
face
Right. Okay.
because he kept hitting him in
I
the head
mean,
with his hat, and the dude said, "Back up off me," and Murder went back in one more time, and the guy said it again and just popped him right in the jaw.
no,
Or was
bro. I
that
ain't
the
gonna
Math
lie to you.
one?
That was the math. That was the math
Okay,
battle. That was math against Dose.
that's right.
You know,
Thanks for refreshing
because
my
that
memory
bat
on
I seen the
that.
part.
yeah.
They really they actually had a second battle, and it killed me because through the whole battle, Math was telling punch jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Dose didn't have nothing really to come back off, or he couldn't say nothing because you the dude he talking about that got hit. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Murder. I think murder's too far advanced. If you,
If you
if
break down
if
his
if
bars, yeah, he is.
if you if you compare him to anybody, he would be the Jay-Z of the mainstream
I
as
would like to
far as
see
being in battle rap.
if Disaster can keep up on the streak that he's on. I would like to see Murder Mook versus Disaster,
Wow.
or at least Murder Mook versus DNA.
DNA?
I think DNA was the only person to put Disaster in his
I
place.
think that'll be fire.
Hmm. Wow.
I mean, then you got Murder Mook versus DNA. That's the battle in New York right there.
Yeah. Murder Mook versus DNA.
Hmm.
Wow. I would never thought that battle. Hey,
Yeah,
y'all gotta excuse me for a minute. I gotta answer this phone call. I'm sorry. Y'all can listen if I'll be right back.
that's
I
good. Well,
apologize.
I
we have
rescheduled. It's all
40.
good on me.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Man, how do you?
yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, we about 45 minutes in. Go ahead, drop your social media and all that again. Just for the people, it might be new people in, so you want to
All
keep
right.
them updated.
On YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's all at I am Philly Dash. That's IAMPHILLYDASH. I am Philly Dash. You can also, if you go onto my website, it's actually shaharlemrecords.com, which is my own publishing company that I just started, I think, last year. It's Sure Harlem, SHURHARLEM records.com. And on there, you can get 3 of my albums for $20. I
Nice.
mean, it's got,
Okay.
I think
That's
the
what's up,
albums are
man.
Sinfilled Halo, Platinum, and No Hooks. And No Hooks was my most recent album that I dropped this year.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Always working.
So real quick before we close it out, yeah, you better believe it, man. You better believe it. So, real quick before we close it out, man, like, so, now you would always like to, talk to artists that been in the game for a while. You know what I mean? And they got some wisdom behind them. Because bottom line, you can only learn by living through it. So, what you gotta say? Like, what type of advice would you give the new artists, the ones that's coming in the game, like that don't want to follow the wave, that want to be on, like, you know what I mean? Have their own style, have their own, like, what do you? Because it's a lot harder for them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
The easiest advice would just be you. Be you.
Right.
Write a song and practice your takes in front of a mirror to the point that you get it memorized. And then say it to yourself in front of the mirror. And if you're happy with who you see, you're happy with how it sounds, continue with that. I mean, you can't make it somewhere being somebody else. I mean,
Hmm.
there's a reason
Right.
there's only one of each person. Everybody got their own fingerprint.
Hmm.
Leave your indent with it.
Man, that's bad. That was fire, man. I think we gotta close on that note. We're gonna leave it at that. Leave them something to think about tonight. But that's what's up, man. It was good talking to you.
I appreciate you
Hopefully we can
guys
get you back
rescheduling everything.
soon. Yeah, yeah, not
All
a
right,
problem
yeah.
at all, man. But we gotta get you back on the show soon, man.
Matter of
So
fact,
we can stay updated.
we
I
might
do
even
have a
have to
new
get him back when we got Your Highness again.
That'll be dope. When that, yeah.
okay.
I really apologize for that. That was an emergency phone call. Did we get 16 from him? If we gonna close it out, can we get 16
Nah,
from
we
him?
didn't. But he
We asked
just gave some
everybody,
words
bro.
of wisdom. But yeah, that'll be yeah. Let's get
Okay. Damn. Off the top like that?
it.
Ugh.
I got to start warning the artists when they come up here. We asking for 16 every time.
Nah, no, nah. That's what it's gonna be known for. No warning.
That's
Oh,
always
okay.
good.
Y'all didn't hear that. I was just playing.
Or you can see in my glasses, I'm
No
not reading
warning.
anything off the screen here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Trying to make sure I can get 16. No, it's 11 o'clock. All right. You know the. All right. People hating, demonstrating plenty ways to take them out. So we pacing straight, erasing fakes to fade them out. Nothing changing, just displaying his lyrics are a word of mouth. So cumbersome, wondering what these herbs be concerned about. Flamed up his car, he's got the scars, but these lames he burned them out. Real life, I've lived it twice, so he's blurred it now. Took the bottles, poured them out. Had this ass, took a breath, he's sore now. I had friends that better off dead, so I ignore them now. Cruising on the people snoozing, yeah, he on the torture proud. Not a rookie, fuck the cookie, don't need my fortune now. Accident was crazy, acted like a baby, look how he turned around. People saying he should be laying in the earner ground. Platinum status back in active, telling he deserves it now. People vibing off his rhyming, look how he works the crowd. Going to school, not acting a fool, hell yeah, he sure is proud. We all in the same movie, but your faces, he blurred them out.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I apologize. I'm gonna
You
keep
heard it
apologizing
here.
for my in and out. I want to thank you for coming out.
Not
I
a
want
problem.
to
Thank
thank you
you
for the
for being able to
16
reschedule it,
bars.
man.
Yeah,
Anytime, brother.
yeah. I fucks
You
with
know
it.
what I'm saying?
I do have a new music video
We.
coming out on Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
6 minutes and 50-second long
When
song.
you get
Yeah.
when you get the link, shoot bro the link, and we'll make sure we get it out there for you.
I appreciate it. Thank
Yes,
you, man.
sir.
It's been an honor.
Yes, sir, man. Salute.
Yes, sir.
You already
You know
know.
what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Yeah, peace out, bro, man. Y'all be safe.
All right, be easy. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Thanks again.
All right.
All right, man. This is the end of the Smoking If You Got It. We going on live every Saturday from now on. We working over here.